Okay. Okay, that should be us live right now. Yeah, we are live. We are live. Watching the Unrivaled. The Unrivaled. Let's pop out the chat. Let's have the chat going for those of you guys that are in it. Chat to about here, maybe. So it's going to be interesting what happens. What is goal? What is a goal here? I don't know. Screw it. I don't know what the purpose of starting goals is. We've done it. Excited or pensive? I want her to play. She does it. I don't really care that much. It's unrivaled, like. Apologies, lads. The whole having pneumonia thing is not something that I expected to be affecting me. It was an odd doctor's appointment. What happened in my life that I'm here? You know so much about me and women's basketball. You don't know much about me at all. I'll say that much. You have a cold too. I thought I was getting some bad news yesterday. I thought I was getting some bad news. I'm not joking. Like, I had to get some CT scans like last week, and I'm not joking. My doctor, like, I got a call from my doctor's secretary being like, "Oh, the scan results are in, and would you be able to come in to take a look at the results?" And I'm like, normally it takes hours, like it takes days to get an appointment with my doctor. And I was like, "Oh, when do you want me to come in? Can you come in a half an hour?" I'm like, "Oh dear God, I'm dead. I'm dead." Like, and then the doctor was like, "You're still sick," and I'm like, "Yeah. Well, I can tell you why." So, yeah, the antibiotics didn't clear it up because you didn't have a chest infection, you had pneumonia. So I'm just gonna give you more antibiotics, and you're on an inhaler for 6 months. I'm like, "Oh, thank God! I thought I was dead. I thought I was dead." This league is nothing like FIBA 3-on-3. It's full court 3-on-3. FIBA 3-on-3 is nothing to do like this league. Absolutely nothing like this league. What's going on with Unrivaled or myself? Yeah, it's full court 3-on-3. Which means that, like, Brittany Griner, useless. Azure, yeah, she can shoot a little bit. Like, the best player for full court 3-on-3 would probably be Kelsey Mitchell if she was in the league. She'd just go, meep, meep, and just run to the basket. You don't know much about my tennis game. Trust me, if you're only absorbing what I say on social media, you don't know much about me at all. What time is the announcement? 45 or 15 minutes. 15 minutes, and I don't know, just for copyright reasons, I'm not going to be playing the video, but I'm going to be playing the audio. I will be playing the audio of it all. Of the video. For a 3-on-3 half court. No one would watch 3-on-3 half court. I'm sorry. No one would. But, like, they made a huge point that the video was 22 minutes long. I wouldn't be surprised if it's AJ and Clark. AJ probably said no and then heard Caitlin Clark said yeah, and she goes, well, I need to win MVP of this league. Caitlin Clark can't win MVP. Roadrunner Kelsey Mitchell. I stand by it. I stand by that. Roadrunner Kelsey Mitchell. You're playing video games. Ah, John the Liquidator. How are you? How are you? It's got to be Caitlin Clark and AJ. It's got to be. It's got to be. Playing video games. I hope it's not 2K. Because, man, that's a shite video game. It's an absolutely awful video game. It's got to be Caitlin Clark and AJ. I think it's going to be one of them. It's going to be one of them, like. Was that the thing? They very much specifically put in their last hint. Our Galway-born grandmother believes in medicinal whiskey. Your son watched me gaming. He watched me back in my 2K days. Really? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I miss when 2K was good, to be honest. But, like, they made sure as hell with Unrivaled to say that it was from 11 to 11:22. Either way, your aforementioned employee will not be available between 11 and 11:22. They made it very specific that it was between 11 and 11:22. And what are your guys' predictions for the teams? I reckon we see... I reckon, what's her name? Dejanay's playing with... How do I feel about Leeds? I hate Daniel Farke. I think our players are good. I hate Farke so much. I've never hated a manager as much as I hate Daniel Farke, and we've had some bad managers. We had Jesse Marsh. My favorite part about, have you seen like the old WNBA media, the Esquires and the likes? Oh, you know, Paige, she's pro ready. Like, no, Paige is gonna come in and ball out, and it's like, and these are the same people that that even after Caitlin Clark's rookie year have said Caitlin Clark's not that good, are implying Caitlin Clark's not that good, even after her rookie year. Have I made a video about Caitlin Clark being at another pro on Wednesday? She's at another pro on Wednesday? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Who assembled the teams? I have the 6 coaches, but like, I wish they had just done a live draft. That would have been the coolest thing ever. Who's going to watch this league? Maybe 100,000 people. Thank you for the membership. Really appreciate it. Have I considered covering any of the smaller market NBA teams? I mean, if there's a player or stuff that's worth covering on a smaller market team, maybe like LaMelo. The Utah Jazz, man, the Utah Jazz just suck. The Utah Jazz just suck. I mean, it's a full court, but it's like 3/4 court size. Man, Cooper Flag going to Utah would be hilarious. But, yeah, if Kelsey Mitchell played in this league, I think she'd be the best player in the league. She just runs. Dalton Connect is creating talk in the Lakers. Man, Bronny James is creating talk in the Lakers. All you have to do is put Bronny James in a YouTube title and it gets 20,000 views. It's great. IRL TTO court. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is an IRL TTO court. Am I going to do Eurobasket and Eurobasket women? Yeah, I probably will. But, like, is Eurobasket is not till, like, September, though, isn't it? There'll be a lot of cherry picking. Like, I don't understand how Brittany Griner is going to be able to keep up. Like, the funny thing is people are like, oh, you want to get the best players, but it's like, man, I'm trying to think of who are the 5 centers. Aaliyah Boston, I don't think she'll be great in the league. Azare won't be good. Griner will be awful. So the 3 of them are your 3 centers. Steph Dolson won't be great. Is there a 5th center anywhere? Angel, maybe? So, like, Angel's going to be the best of the centers. Watching you from cold and windy Iowa. You're watching me from cold Dublin right now. Angel Reese center. Yeah, like, Angel Reese is the best center in this for this type of game. She can actually move. Was Connect steal the draft? I mean, I think everybody thought Connect was steal the draft when he was drafted. Like, that's the reality of the situation. Is like everyone thought he was a steal the draft when he was drafted. He needs to play full time somewhere. I mean, I can get him a contract in Ireland if he wants to play full time here, because that's about the level he's at. If Bronny James wants to play full time at a level he's at, because he can't go back to college, I can get him to Ireland. Nobody knows if Caitlin Clark is expected to play. No one knows. That's the thing. Absolutely nobody knows if Caitlin Clark is expected to play or not. Flag to San Antonio with Wembanyama and Cooper. But, like, Cooper Flag's not the most exciting player to watch, is he, though? She's in Georgia being a caddy. I mean, she doesn't have to be in Miami to watch a YouTube video. You saw Angel's Puffs at a grocery store. I mean, I'm sorry, like, her name is Reese. Of course she's going to have a brand deal with Reese. With, like, Reese's. Like, that's an obvious brand deal. I reckon next year is going to be, you're going to see Van Lith, Cambrink, and Page play. Like, I'd be shocked if those don't play next year. But, how will Bronny do in the W? He would drop 60 points a game. And that might be an under like statement. Bronny James would drop 60 points a game. I'm sorry, like, he would get every single offensive rebound. He would get every defensive rebound. He would go coast to coast off every single defensive rebound quicker than anyone else could get up and down the court. Bronny James would average minimum 60 points per game in the WNBA. And that is me being as conservative as humanly possible, saying 60 points per game. Potentially 90 points a game. Like, you're sure if they convinced Caitlin to join, she would insist on all the details of the agreement to be kept secret? I would assume so, but you know she's getting millions. If it's just A'ja Wilson, this would be the biggest disappointment ever. If they advertised 22 and they gave us the other 22. If they announce Bronny James, I'll watch. That would be hilarious. If they announce Bronny. What time is the last announcement? We are 4 minutes away from the teams being announced, so I would assume the last announcement isn't happening. I would assume there's no announcement happening. But like they have hinted, it is a 22-minute long video, and in their post talking about it, they said 3 times. They add the word. They had 22 more than once mentioned. Like Unrivaled Basketball just says hi me in 5 years. Like by the way, they're not. They are not. It doesn't look like they know how to premiere content. There's no premiere up. Like, are they gonna release it as a live premiere or something? Because there's no countdown to the premiere. There's no scheduled premiere. It is literally like just hi me in 5 years. That's all it is. All Unrivaled says. So Asia's in. It could well be Asia. It could well be Asia. Like, imagine if they decided to push Cheryl Swoops in. That would be. I'm just putting it out there. Awful coaching. Entertaining, yes. Does he know that much about basketball? Not really. Like, he knows basketball on a surface level, but like, he doesn't understand. Like, some of his points I'm just getting annoyed about because I'm like, every single time somebody hits a hesitation pull-up mid-range, he complains about the defense. I'm like, man, the defense is trying to give up that shot. Larry Johnson brings grandmama back. But like, I don't necessarily think that Asia is the greatest player in the world for this in this 3-on-3 either. I get it, she's athletic, she's like a big guard, but like, I don't think she shoots the 3 well enough. I don't think she plays quick enough. Like, I still think like Arike is gonna be better. I think Caitlin Clark is gonna be one of the last 2 announced. Like, I think she's going to be one of the last 2 announced. I think it's likely. I don't think it's certainty. I think it's more than 50%. Full court 3-on-3 is going to be absolutely exhausting. 100%. Bigs are going to be hurting. Man, this is not a league for bigs. I'm sorry, Brittany Griner. This is not a league for you. The only reason I think she doesn't pass on this is like, you don't... For the FOMO. Like, if Unrivaled ends up being something and you're watching all the other players in your league playing it and you had a choice and you said no. Ireland would want Bronny. I mean, Bronny James is a good enough to play pro here. Yeah. I'll say that. He's good enough to play pro here. But I can guarantee you he's not going to shoot a better percentage from 3 than I did in the Super League. I shot 100% from 3. 101, baby. 101. Barely played because obviously I was like 18. Barely played Team of Grown Men. I was 18 and then stopped playing after my first year for YouTube. So probably would have gotten more burned the second year. But again, my team sucked. So I probably would have gotten burned that year. Not based on me being 18 spectacular. Just my team really sucked. Like, you do realize playing pro in Ireland is not the hardest thing in the world to do, right? Where's the announcement taking place? It's supposed to be on the YouTube channel. They're late with the announcement! There's absolutely no way. They're late to uploading the video. Oh, come on, Unrivaled'S. Also, by the way, is there not 2 L? Why is there not 2 L's in Unrivaled'S? Am I wrong to say that there's supposed to be 2 L's in Unrivaled'S? Okay, there we go. Oh my god, they literally... You're joking! We can just scroll through! They just put a 2-minute counter to it! There's no way! There is no way! There is no way Unrivaled put a fake 2-minute counter so we can just scroll through. We can find out, is Caitlin Clark playing? Who are the last 2 players? Wild! Mystery player! Oh my god, mystery player is a thing! It happened! It happened! Mystery player is a thing! They don't have 36 players! They don't have 36 players! It's been confirmed! It's been confirmed! They do not have 36 players! Let's take a look at the teams. Let's take a look at the teams quickly here. Okay, so they're picking the teams. They don't have 36 players! Oh my god! I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. They don't have 36 players. They've only got 34. There is no way. There is no way. I can't believe it. And by the way, those players are going to probably suck because of the pod they're in. They're in the, for lack of a better word, worst players pod. I can't believe it. They actually don't have 36 players. They don't have 36. Oh my god. I don't think anyone thought this. Like, there's no way. Oh my god. Unless did they announce, let's see how the video ends. No, there's no. Oh my god. This is mental. Alright, let's take a, let's take a quick watch of this. What's Pod E? Okay, let's say there is 2 players you don't want in your team in Pod E. Angel and Leah Boston. Like, there's a big gap here. Okay. They're obviously on different teams, so it makes no odds. Why did they start with Pod E, by the way? Like, why are they doing that?
Now, if you could fight for one basketball club, who you got?
Oh, apparently I'm fighting a couple.
Hopefully Bill.
Pod A, Skylar Diggins, Chelsea Gray. So at least Joe Lloyd and Skylar Diggins can't be on the same team, I guess. They have 2 wildcard spots.
The rest of these basketball clubs with Pod A and your selections and what you see fit.
What's so fascinating about that group is their playmakers. So you have some really elite passers and you have some really elite scorers. So the development guy in me is like, how do we help those passers become even better scorers, making the right reads and plays, and we all understand that. So,
okay.
And vice versa. So that group excites me.
I know I told you guys in the beginning, there are some things that we really want to make happen.
The only reason it's a 22-minute long video is because they put in a timer we can skip
for the fans. And we're going to put Jewel Lloyd on the miss with Breanna Stewart. I'll go to you, Drew. You see that?
Okay, old Seattle Storm
automatically.
teammates.
What are your thoughts?
Just an exciting duo, so I'm not surprised that the fans want to see it.
Figure how to guard it.
So it's like, I'm not surprised the fans want to see it. Like, you made the teams! What are you talking about?
Resetting, especially those 2 in a 2-man.
Call time out, DJ.
Yeah, right.
Skylar Diggins might be able to do the same thing for Leah Boston.
I really believe that, to me, the Unrivaled.
Okay, that's interesting. I hope you get. I'm guessing Jackie Young maybe.
Yes, the competitive piece, but developing the talent.
Yeah.
How do we help develop the talent? So I believe Chelsea, the point guard, like she would be a great piece for Angel to just help her on the court become more dynamic in pick and roll and just develop that relationship.
I like Chelsea Gray with Angel Reese. I like that.
Angel needs that type of leadership. That's an incredible leader in Chelsea Gray. Incredible leader.
18, so if we compare her
Like
with...
they don't. Whoever made this doesn't understand social media and doesn't understand the premiere feature. I'm not joking. They actually just don't know what they're doing.
You know, Plum, who
Whoever
shot
made this.
37% this year. You know, I think from the standpoint of parity, doesn't make the most sense.
I agree.
AT can be a playmaker.
Then you go Enrique with Fee, and you go Jackie with Satu.
Enrique with Fee, because there's
Okay, Jackie and Satu or Enrique and Fee are the two best.
history
so far.
there. Debate.
Another one
They're
so
the
strong
two
on the
best.
post. And it seems like it would be a little bit more well balanced.
So they're going to pod
Ron,
C,
what's the
which is the scoring guards, I guess. Dejanay's got to go with Angel. It is what it
first
is.
thing that sticks out about this player pod?
I would say just, really dynamic wings. They all can shoot the ball really well. I think there's a level of physicality and toughness and grit to each of their games.
Unrivaled, yeah. What you think I'm watching
Going with
now?
the theme of relentless and dogs, then you got to put Kalia with Kelsey Plum and Alyssa Thomas. Unfair?
That team. Oh wow.
I think Rose
needs that.
need to.
Not to say that Chelsea and Angel not dogs,
Yeah. They are.
but she gives them another element of dog too.
I love it. They were like, oh, let's put Copper with these. Actually, nah, that's unfair. I love it.
Good right now.
They are winging it, by the way.
If we put Ryan Howard with Enrique in Boston,
Why are you putting Ryan Howard, who is a 6'2" Enrique, with Enrique?
there goes another
Oh wait, sorry. They gave Enrique Aaliyah Boston and they swapped Skylar Diggins. Okay, that's weird.
level of scoring for them. There's a lot of fits that I can see where she would be, but at this point I would put her with Enrique in Boston.
Okay, let's go to Alicia Gray.
I would say to the Lunar Owls.
I don't know if I
weird.
want two left-handers on one
That's
team.
what I was going to say. I literally thought about that.
I actually, the first thing that came to my mind was Jackie and Satu.
You don't think Jackie Young and Alicia Gray are so similar?
There's two dogs on you right there.
Similar in the
They are.
sense
No, very
of,
much. They're very much so.
So say Jackie and Alicia Gray too similar. What about Enrique and taller Enrique?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
I was
give her
saying that's
something
where my mind went, but
Right.
that doesn't mean that's
So let's go to Dejanay Carrington.
My first thought is surrounding her with shooting.
They're not putting Dejanay with Angel.
Obviously,
What?
a great wing defender, high-level
That's
competitor.
odd.
I would say either the Mist
That is odd.
or the Laces. Obviously open to discussion.
I like surrounding her with some veterans, some leadership. So like you were saying about her in the midst, the development piece, on the court, off the court, the mental piece.
She lacks no confidence.
Plays in the mist. Fair enough.
No question.
Very balanced.
Who would they give it to the
I'm
Laces?
not sure what the group thinks.
Give Kayla
but
McBride
look
to the Laces.
at, like high usage, high volume shooter score.
Pod B is. I mean, Tash Cloud's even one of the best players in this league, and same with Brittany Sykes. So those two are quite a
Take
bit
Natasha
better.
Cloud. And that's where I would give Vinyl their defender. I give Vinyl their leadership. I give them Natasha Cloud.
Let's move on to
Vinyl looking pretty good.
then Brittany Sykes.
I can see Slim.
I like
being a good
Sykes, the
addition for
defender.
their Owls. I think about obviously someone that I've coached the last few years.
Like the wild cards are in pot D, by the way, so they're in the, for lack of a better word, worst 4 players in this pot.
But an incredibly explosive athlete that could add a certain level of burst and athleticism to an already good Owls basketball club.
Okay, let's talk about Salute. Where do we see her?
I feel like it makes sense to put her with the Mist right there, missing a point guard, a true point guard. Two really good wings.
Why do you need a true point guard? This is 3v3. What are you guys talking about? Why would you need a true point guard in 3v3?
And then Breanna Stewart.
She's still one of the best at manipulating ball screens.
Yeah.
Like, gets exactly where you want to go under. She's able to she's
green screen,
yeah,
all
she's
that kind of stuff.
crafty. Yeah, fun to watch.
Okay, let's move on to Courtney Williams.
Manipulating ball screens. Again, this is 3-on-3.
In Pod B, where do we see her?
She transitioned from the mentality of a 2 guard to a 1. That's not an easy thing to do. And then when you step and you start
Courtney Williams just chucked. What are you talking about?
to bring your team along, being that playmaker necessary to get everybody involved, and that's Courtney Williams.
Also teams up McBride and Court, who are also together.
Do we look at maybe Natasha Cloud with the Rose?
She's used to playing 35, 36 minutes a night. She'll be good for that. Only thing is obviously Tosh and Ka play together, but I don't think we're going to be able to avoid that.
I hear you're making this unfair.
Her and Sykes.
Tash
That's what
Cloud, like.
I was thinking switch her and Sykes. Sykes can play on the ball.
And Jordan Canada with
Oh, Brittany Sykes.
That would be Tiffany with Jackie. I know they play together.
I think that looks even better.
Let's move on to Pod.
They didn't even mention Tiffany Hayes. Pod F is just the centers. These players. Dearica Hamby is by so much the best player in this pod.
Hamby, Shakira, who I coach. Azare is more than capable of it. Aaliyah Edwards has shown a lot of growth in that area as well.
They're going to give
Just
Dearica
dynamic
Hamby the injury, so he's not.
bigs, and then BG and Steph. People don't think of BG as a shooter, but she shot probably about 38, 40% maybe on the year. Obviously a low clip. So just dynamic bigs.
Let's start with De'Erica. Which club should we place her with?
She's a mover. She plays with pace, smart, just understands how to play in and out of screens, just getting up and down the floor. So I would put her with the vinyl.
Okay, let's move on to BG.
What about we're trying to make some like rivalries the fans are gonna look for, like. This isn't like if you're talking about the fans. This is nothing to do with it. They're just picking random things.
Looking at these teams, which club should we place her with?
Maybe Phantom to give them a true post presence in case Sue wants to play out in the perimeter, right? That's a perfect fit. I would just say give them some physicality. I mean, not that they don't have Jackie Young really physical, but Brittany Griner.
Where should we
They're
place
acting like this is 5v5 with the way they're talking.
Would be really good for her growth.
Given that to like the leadership on the Mist, Jewel Lloyd, Courtney Vandersloot, Breanna Stewart, like that would be.
You know what? We need the leadership. This is 3v3 half court, full court basketball. This is nothing to do with leadership. This is going to be about who runs up and down the fastest.
Great fit for a young player who needs, you know, some guidance, and I think it would be a great 10 weeks for her.
Let's go to Azare Stevens.
Azare, obviously, she can stretch the floor, shoots the three really well.
I think, you know, Angel.
And
This one doesn't matter.
A lot of people
Like,
in the sense
this section doesn't matter other than Habby. They're all
I didn't know she could do that.
So I will speak on Pod D in the wild card. This isn't a content play that we're going to pull out December 15th to be like, guess what, Lisa's? You guys get, XYZ player, right? We're going to try to fill those spots with the best players that we can. Basically, it's going to lead to two teams having an ability to go sign someone, so they still have a chance to be really, really good players.
So basically, they've basically said two teams are just going to be able to just sign whoever they want. We're not going to just announce on December 15th. Two teams are going to be able to sign. What?
But those players are not signed yet. It can go kind of either way. Someone's got to start recruiting, basically.
So they're telling the coaches they have to recruit whoever their coaches are. Hell no, they're screwed. They're screwed.
Right.
So given those last few thoughts, let's start with Rikia Jackson. Which basketball
She's going to be a
club
hooper in this.
should we place her in?
Rikia is, I think she has the highest floor. She can compete with the big dogs, right?
Rikia with the vinyl, Lexi with the laces.
So what I love about Lexi is I think this is
Lexi's her game suits this league.
like a normal team, right? Like at a certain point, you need players that can fill a role for a team.
Certainly.
And like so now,
You need players that can fill a role. This is full court 3v3. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
someone's going to get a shooter.
Oh, that's high. She also led the league in 3-point percentage.
Yeah.
So you're getting an elite shooter, and then give.
She's also was literally the worst 3-point shooter in the league before the All-Star break. She just got nuclear hot for 10 games. And that has to take into account too.
Wild card to the Phantom.
The only other thing I would change is I would look at moving Rikia to the Mist so she can kind of learn underneath Stewie, and then I would look at moving Ray Burrell up to the Vinyl Basketball Club. I think she completes that team.
Ray Burrell, really good two-way player. She'll go out there and play extremely hard for you. Very young, but hungry, but just overall a pretty versatile player.
Okay, let's move on to Kate Martin.
Role player, understand.
1 second. I will be back in 1 second. Apologies, lads. Really, really sorry, lads. Really, really sorry. I've team that I coach, head coach just gave me a call there. Basically about the game. We have a game Friday, and I'm not going to be at practice, obviously, with pneumonia. Calling for like stuff for the game. So looking at these teams though. So we're going to look at the final teams right here. We're going to look at the final teams right here. So you've got this is an interesting one. It's a really, really interesting one. So we're going to go to this. So if we take a look at these teams, Arike, Ryan Howard, Aaliyah Boston, obviously Jordan Canada is my face covering, Ray Burrell, De'Ara Gamby. This is a solid team. You've got two Arikes who could do really well. Ray Burrell's a shooter. Jordan Canada can lock down guards. And you've got a mobile big and Aaliyah Boston, who's a decent player. Like, so, I mean, a good 5v5 player, but would be a decent player. Of the, like, centers, I don't know. Like, she was in the, like, Angel Reese category, but, like, the funny thing is, like, I would say De'Ara Gamby should have been in the category with the power forwards, and then Aaliyah Boston should have been in the category with the centers. The fact they got them out with the same team, that probably works well. Chelsea Gray, Kat Copper, Angel Reese, Brittany Sykes, mystery player, and Azare Stevens. That is a very, very interesting team. That is a very, very interesting team. And I think you've got two dogs on defense. I don't think Azare is going to be the greatest player in the world in this. Chelsea Gray, I think she's going to struggle because of her foot speed. Angel Reese, I mean, there's going to be a bit of... There's not actually going to be that much spacing for Angel Reese, to be honest. This team comes down to who the mystery player is. I think they're going to be all right. Jewel Lloyd, Dejanay, you've got Stewie, Sloot, Rakia, Aaliyah Edwards. So they're going to be heavily, heavily, heavily reliant on Stewie. But like Carrington's locked down. Jewel Lloyd, I think, is going to cook in this league. Rakia is going to cook. And Aaliyah Edwards, good rebounder, solid power forward as their center. I like this team. Take out Sloot, and I like this team because they're all mobile. Diggins, Alicia Gray, Fee Collier, Shakira Austin, Kate Martin, and Tash Cloud. I'm not entirely sure about that one. I'm really not entirely sure about that one. And the coaches obviously have been set, and they are this right here. So these coaches don't matter. They're all talking about what to do for 5v5 basketball. None of these coaches matter. I'm telling you, none of them matter. This team has definitely been the best so far. Shakira Austin, it just depends on how Shakira Austin is after injury. Like, if she's as mobile as she was at her best, and she comes in and plays hard, like, that would be that's an interesting one. I don't hate this team. I don't think this team has anywhere near enough firepower to really do well, even though I like the likes of Tash Cloud. Jackie Young, Marina Mabry, Satu, Tiffany Hayes, wildcard Brittany Griner. Take out Brittany Griner. Like, if this team, take out Brittany Griner, and they would be one of the best. And it depends on who the wildcard is again. It depends on who the wildcard is. And then you've got Kelsey Plum, Kayla McBride, Alyssa Thomas, Courtney Williams, Lexi Hall, and Steph Dolson. I like this team here. I like the Mist and I like the Vinyl. They would be my two best teams if you were asking me about it. I would go the Mist or I would go the Vinyl. What do you guys think in chat? Who are your guys' teams? Who are your guys' teams? Fast forward, they moved Lexi around. Oh, did they? They moved Lexi. Oh, they moved Lexi Hall to the Rose. No! No! When I just watched the end, I didn't think they were going to move teams around after a half an hour.
If you were assigned to any of them, you guys would be happy?
We're good.
That's correct.
That makes absolutely no difference. So they just gave the wild card to the Phantom, moved Kate Martin. They moved Kate Martin down. and they move Lexi Hull up. That makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. Not final teams. The coaches trade some.
Definitely.
Okay.
Like, okay, that's irrelevant to what I thought. Absolutely irrelevant. At the end of the day, the only relevant thing is, like the coaches are absolutely irrelevant. They moved Lexi Hull. Cool. Like, they went in a whole agreement picking teams and it took a half an hour and decided. They thought, you know what? Our biggest deal in the world. The biggest thing is, oh, we're going to effectively trade Lexi Hull with a wild card. Wow. They just wanted to add extra minutes to the video, it seemed. But like, I'm just saying this right now. I called it. I called it yesterday. At this stage, I can see Unrivaled only announcing 35 players and drafting mystery player to one of the teams in case Caitlin decides to play. That's exactly what they've done. If she agrees to play. That'll be entertaining. The coaches trying to make these teams even, placing mystery player. There was actually 2 mystery players. It didn't give me anyone with someone averaging 7 and 2 to Caitlin Clark. Like, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. But either way, this is one of the most irrelevant things ever. And also when it comes to the teams, we let the coach deliberate on the choices for 30 minutes. And what they came out with is, you know what? We're going to swap Lexi Hull and Kate Martin with wild cards. Like, come on. Oh, they put Kate Martin on the laces. They put Kate Martin on the laces. Am I right in saying they put Kate Martin on the laces? Oh, I need to get my Sharpie. Oh, no, I need to get my Sharpie. I can actually do something. I don't need to own an Aces jersey anymore. I just realized that. I can just get a Sharpie and draw an L here. It's a laces Kate Martin jersey. I don't need to own an Aces jersey. They put her on the laces. Let's go. They put Kate Martin on the laces. Anyone who bought a Kate Martin Aces jersey and doesn't like the Aces, we're all good. We're all good. They put her on the laces. I didn't waste money on an Aces jersey. I can just get my Sharpie and put a big L in there. Tape L. I don't have any tape on me right now. If I had tape right now, I would already have my Laces jersey. I'd already have my Laces jersey. Kate Martin sold more jerseys than AJ Wilson last year. But, yeah, that is it. That is it right now. And this has been a... Like, they literally took 30 minutes to decide we're going to swap Lexi Hull and Kate Martin. Like, is this a troll? Is this a troll?
Guys, 30 minutes. Were there any changes to the basketball clubs?
We have all spoken, and we decided Kate Martin to the Laces Basketball Club.
Kate, like, we spent 30 minutes to decide everything's good, except we're going to swap Kate Martin with a wild card. Like, what are we doing? The most irrelevant swap in history. We're going to swap Kate Martin to the Laces Basketball Club. Put a sticker on it. Put a sticker on it, like... I don't have any stickers, but we've got laces. We got the Aces. We're repping Kate Martin there. The final 2 players being picked. They spent 30 minutes deliberating over which of the final 2 players teams they should be on. What is going on? What is this? This is... Oh my god, this is unrivaled. This is unrivaled. This video is... I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I think we've just that's a bit iffy. They know who the players are. Do they? Do they? Very anticlimax. Which is the coach? I don't know. I don't care. These coaches are talking about 5v5 basketball. Like, I don't think any of them are going to be good coaches. They don't realize all you have to do is run up and down really fast. It's truly unrivaled. Like, I expected little, and it was worse. It was even worse than I imagined, this whole thing. Like, everything in this video, from the 2-minute counter for no reason. Why did you put a 2-minute counter on a video? Why do you have a video starting off on a 2-minute counter? Like, are you trying to get watch time up? Is that just the way to do it? Like, this is 3v3 basketball. Full court 3v3 basketball. Full court 3v3. Liz Cambridge going back as the mystery player. Imagine she just goes and fights everybody. I've never seen anything like this. I think it was supposed to be live. It was supposed to be a premiere. It was supposed to be a premiere. That is my favorite. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. Is they didn't know about how to make a premiere on YouTube. Like, oh. It's not even a league, it's just a 3v3 tournament. I don't even know. Maybe Diana Taurasi. Like, this is the funny... Like, if you know anything about YouTube, this is hilarious. Like, this is objectively hilarious. Like, if you click onto this video in 2 years' time, it's going to have a 2-minute counter. You just set it as an instant premiere and YouTube automatically does it. And it means that anyone who isn't watching it in a premiere doesn't have to watch the counter later on. Like, are they that dumb? Are they that dumb? Like, I'm sorry. Like, hire a proper social media team. Like, genuinely hire a social media team. Like, it was an absolute disaster. Juju Watkins, a mystery player. He trolled the CC angle. But, like, just why not make it a premiere and make people actually have to watch 22 minutes and not just skip to the end? Like, you were able to just skip to the end. What was all this build-up for? 2 mystery players is my favorite thing. My favorite part about it is they actually have mystery players. Make talking to my parole officer if the head coach of the team I coach is my parole officer, and yeah, cool. I mean, if you want, I can show you the gigantic Achilles scar where my ankle monitor would have been. If I had an ankle monitor, I have a gigantic Achilles scar from snapping that. Man, I don't need any parole officer, man. I can't move anyway with that Achilles injury. And someone sum up what happened. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't know is the best way of describing it. Like, I thought very little of it. But, and also, people don't realize this. They made sure that no matter what, Kate Leclerc can't be on the same team as Kate Martin or Lexi Hull. Even if she does play. The only thing is, that team with Fee Collier, there is a possibility. Oh no, she's not going to play with Skylar Diggins. Dear Lord. She's either playing with Skylar Diggins, or they don't. Do they have a wild card? So she's either playing with Skylar Diggins or this team. I know this team's not too bad. She can play with Satu. But the big move, 30 minutes to swap Kate Martin and Lexi Hull. Like, that is one of the dumbest things I've heard. Like, oh, we're gonna swap Kate Martin and Lexi Hull. Like, what difference does that make? And what difference does that make? Like, but yeah, every big will be useless. It's just gonna be run up and down and shoot. So yeah, Caitlin Clark almost certainly not playing Unrivaled. That was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? An absolute anticlimax. But I just cannot believe they did this. 30 minutes to choose between Kate Martin and no one. That is a good point. 30 minutes, 30-minute deliberation to choose between, do you want Kate Martin on your team or nobody? Or nobody, like. Oh my god, these coaches having to choose between Kate Martin or nobody. And they were like, man, I don't want to coach Kate Martin. Figured they would announce 35 and 36. Everyone thought that. They couldn't find 36 players. They actually could not find 36 players. An absolute mental scenario. Absolutely mental. But, yeah. This is unrivaled. This is unrivaled. I'm going to end the live stream right now. I do apologize, lads, for the kind of 15-minute phone call I took. But yeah, I will.